guys, it's Teenage DC Fan back with another video. And after the shakeups and changes to the status quo on Supergirl so far this season, things are finally settling into something of a new normal for Kara Danvers and her friends. Granted that new normal means, dealing with the threat that Jean's brother Malefic, Kara repairing her relationship with Lena, and of course the added stress of adjusting Andrea Rojas's new clickbait focus Catco, as well as figuring out exactly what star reporter William Day is really up to. And all of those things come together in last night's episode titled Blurred Lines. So let's go ahead and jump right into the episode. So we start off at a club, and William Day, he's there, and he confronts a man named Jared. But Jared shuts him down and goes to hook up with a tattooed woman. And while they're making out in the restroom, a spider, one of her tattoos is a spider, and then it's like the tattoo comes to life off of her shoulder, crawls onto his chest, and then presumably kills him. But then the next day, Kara, Alex, Kelly, and James are still processing the events involving Malefic, while Kara is nervous about having lunch with Lena. And in her lab, Lena is trying to figure out how to get Q waves to not just read brainwaves, but rewrite them. And Eve, who's now basically Hope, reveals that Lex Luthor has been working with Q waves himself, and he has details in his journals, which are in a secure vault at a military facility, which is, of course, is impossible to retrieve unless you're Supergirl. So and then at Catco, Andrea is looking for her clickbait stories for the week, and someone suggests the sudden death of Dr. Jared, but she's shot down by both Andrea and William. But of course, Kara, with her smart detective journalist skills, she suspects William knows more than he's telling, and James offers to help her investigate. Nia goes to visit Jean as he thinks that Nia's dream powers might be able to help him restore his lost memories through dreams more safely than if he uses the technology with Kelly. But speaking of Kelly, so in Kelly's lab, Malefic turns into the form of Pete Andrews, who's apparently a friend of hers. And Pete Andrews, this is is played by the guest star of the episode, Sean Austin. So it was cool to see him on the show. So like I said, he's Pete Andrews, a friend of Kelly's from previous, and he claims that he needs help. So she asks him to come back after her last appointment of the day, but elsewhere, Kara quickly travels the globe to get Lena her favorite things for their lunch. She goes to Paris, Belgium, some other places, and Kara confides that her work is terrible, and Lena tells her that she has been struggling since Lex, and says that what she needs are his journals. So then, of course, Kara, the good friend that she is, she offers to go get them for her, but then James calls her down to come to the medical examiner's office to investigate, and Kara discovers the spider tattoo on Dr. Jared's heart. That's right, there's a tattoo inside of his heart. So that's messed up, like really messed up. And then Nia is still working with Jean, and they get into a childhood memory of his where they discover that his brother couldn't connect to the hive mind and had a different set of skills, and so he was always cut off from the rest of the Green Martians as a result. And so Jean and their father take Malefic somewhere and leave him there to protect him. They basically lock him up in a dungeon. I'm pretty sure that's like child abuse. But later Jean comes to see him as an adult, and the White Martians have already gotten to him and corrupted him. But the emotional pain is so much for Murin, whatever his father's name is, that it's resulted in his and Jean's minds being wiped of his memory, which is an act equivalent to murder in Martian culture. So that's right, Jean wipes both of their minds so that they completely forget about Malefic. And that's like the worst sin that you can commit as a Martian. Meanwhile, Kara and Alex hang out, and Kara is reluctant to tell Alex that she's agreed to steal the Lex Luthor's journals for Lena, and of course Alex is very against this, but Kara tries to rationalize and justify her breaking of the law, and discovers that William spoke to Dr. Jared right before the doctor went off with the tattooed woman, and Alex recognizes the ink. Also, at Obsidian, Kelly agrees to help Pete after a bit of manipulation on his part, and then also at home, Nia has a nightmare because she's troubled by her session with Jean. At the DEO, Alex explains that the tattoos actually aren't tattoos because they're an alien life form that uses people as hosts. And the new host is a woman called Caroline O'Connor, a former sniper who was hired to kill the doctor. And Supergirl goes to investigate, but is attacked by Caroline. But James shows up with a dampener, and she gets away after attacking James with a spider. Alex is able to save him while Brainy works on the flash drive that Supergirl found. At Jean's, Nia shows him the rest of his dream and reveals that it was Jean, not his father, who did the mind wipe. Okay, I already mentioned that, but I kind of got things mixed up. But yeah, so apparently he did it to ease his pain and perhaps even save his father's life. And it's, of course, it's devastating news for Jean, and he makes sure that Nia won't tell anybody about it because that's like a really bad sin. So Supergirl goes to Fort Summit and retrieves the journals as well as a watch from Lex's things. Alex alerts her to Caroline's next target, and Supergirl shows up at just the right time. At Obsidian, Kelly realizes that Pete is actually Malefic and attacks Kelly with his Inception power. Alex is able to extract the spiders from Caroline, but she's murdered by a shadowy force before she can reveal who she's working for. So like this shadow just speeds in, stabs her, speeds away. So I don't know who that shadow is, but pretty freaky. It would be cool if it turned out to be Shade. Shade is another DC Comics villain. I haven't heard anything about him being on the show, but it would be cool if that did turn out to be him. But at Obsidian, Jean shows up to save Kelly. After confrontation, Kelly can mysteriously see Malefic due to a link created with the Obsidian treatment. But of course he got away. So basically she has powers now. And James agrees to go with Kelly so she's out of the picture and out of danger. Nia tells Brainy he's too much, and it appears that they break up. So, that's sad. I mean, last episode they shared their first kiss, and now they're broken up, so that's sad. That was a nice couple, but now it's over. On a park bench at the end of the episode, William meets with a mysterious bald dude who tells him to keep going and slides him a bunch of money hidden in a newspaper. Meanwhile, Supergirl brings Lena Lex's journals, and then Alex and Kara say goodbye to James and Kelly, with Kara giving the watch she took from Lex's things to James, and finally, in Lena's lab, Hope deciphers Lex's journal and gives Lena the information that she needs, and apparently the journal is all about Q-waves and how to use it to mind control people and stuff like that. So now they got some dangerous information on their hands. So yeah, a lot happened in this episode. I just mentioned a lot of things. So yeah, post your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in my next video so I can bestow all my DC knowledge upon you.